What's up, guys? And this is my Comic Con San Diego Comic Con 2019 trailer predictions and possibly surprises. These are my top picks. That's what I think. Comic Con is actually kicking off this week in San Diego, but it would make kind of sense to break it down on what trailers we could be somehow getting, or at least possibilities of first looks. Obviously, there are a little bit of spoilers coming up if you're not seeing the Marvel movies. Obviously, Netflix will be involved. Also, my first one obviously will be a little bit of a surprise, but it kind of makes sense for them to do it. Now, briefly, I think that who will at least give us a first look at, well, you guys are going to see in a moment what I think is going to happen at Con San Diego this year. Then it briefly makes sense that Netflix will give us a first look at things like The Witcher. At least a look at maybe like a first look at Underground 6, maybe, which is directed by Michael Bay. By the way, we have no poster. This is just an honorable mentions. I'm thinking. I'm always in The Witcher because I think The Witcher would make kind of sense for them to drop, but because some of these we only have trailers to, so I'm gonna be using the posters because when I was YouTube's a little of a dick because they won't even allow you to upload footage for some reason. Because I tried to upload my whole Venom thing, and freaking enough, they blocked it. Why? Because YouTube's a dick for some reason. But let's get right into it. Coming in at number 5 is gonna make the most sense if you've been following this since last year. Castle Rock, actually. Now they're saying this show premiered last year. Well, Disney just comments on time this year, but it would make kind of sense for Hulu to at least drop the season 2 teaser, which would kind of make a little bit more sense. I was supposed to have like a number as hop, but somehow the text wouldn't go right in because I forget, it's kind of a long story. Like how we're gonna do it, but this would make a good time actually to drop the season 2 at least teaser. It doesn't have to be the full trailer; it could just be the first look. Now, it also could reveal that this is completely maybe connected to the Stephen King universe. If you're not aware, this is not the only Stephen King thing I'm going to include in this list. Now, there could be something from Detective 2 coming in. I'm not going to say where that would be, but they're saying that this somehow is a possibility. This isn't a possibility yet, but in my head, I think it is possible for them to drop. Now, because this is season 1 poster, you've both seen it, and pretty much it makes kind of sense for them to drop the season 2 teaser to at least hint it. If you're not aware, I'm not too far actually where they shot the show in Massachusetts. I'm actually currently living in New Hampshire, which is actually maybe about 30 minutes away from one of the borders. But why would they drop it during Comic Con San Diego? Because who has hinted that something is coming? Basically, they have hinted multiple things, like, I don't know, like Marvel basically is connected to Hulu a little bit. Could have Hulu be on Hall H, basically, which is where Marvel is holding it. Are they going to make some surprise appearance? Is Abrams going to make some surprise appearance? I don't know. I feel like that he will somehow make some sort of a coincidence to the project. Obviously, I don't know. Coming in at number 4 will be a little bit of a shock, but it does make sense. This one, Toby Stevens, Ashley Hugh plays the dad on this, did somehow say that this was a trailer coming sometime in the future, but he didn't exactly say when. Now, this obviously would make sense for Comic-Con San Diego in Netflix to somehow drop a season 2 teaser for Lost in Space season 2. I have not fully watched the season 1 yet. I gotta get to that still. But still, is it possible that Netflix is actually teasing that he was actually keeping it as a secret? Me as someone who plays Penny Robinson actually hasn't said even a thing. She did post a picture to her Instagram back on Friday, which actually could be hinted at, actually. It literally said, I forget what it said, but the picture said, "Do not stand here." But obviously, a lot of people do know, basically from Abrams doing Star Trek, that actually sounds a little bit kind of oddly familiar. That word, it might actually sound like is Lost in Space. This one actually connected to J.J. Abrams' Star Trek. There is a 30% chance that's probably true, but because it is Abrams and it doesn't exactly say that this isn't 100% possible, I wouldn't be intentionally surprised. Now, you're going to say, well, how is that 100% possible? Well, this one kind of makes obvious sense that they did hint it kind of. If you don't know, Mia Summer was also from New York. The New York had a little bit of an outage. How outage should get we can't really don't know if she's gonna say anything, but this one does make sense. At number 3 is the first look at Black Widow. Actually, this one would briefly make kind of sense for Marvel to drop it since they are hinting something used to come. Now, Black Widow is currently filming. This is the IMDb page. It says production site is filming. This basically will re-rise Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. If you have not seen Endgame, I'm sad to report to you that she doesn't make it after Endgame. She kind of dies. It's your own fault if you didn't see it. It's your own freaking fault for that one. One that basically after the fight of between her and Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye, she kind of takes her own life, which I think was kind of a smart move that pretty much saved the whole universe. Technically, she's a hero for doing that. But now a lot of people are thinking, is this really actually a prequel, or is she actually somehow alive in the ultimate dimension? Now, this would make kind of sense for the first look at Black Widow briefly. Now, it would kind of make sense this movie's currently shooting over in England, as we can see that somehow there might be some kind of a connection that somehow was briefly made kind of sense that, well, of course, Scarlett Johansson won't make the beta because she's currently filming the movie, but Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel, could actually drop something like a first look because he is the president of Marvel. This would briefly make sense, actually, because what we've seen so far is nothing. But because this is a big deal for 2020 whenever it comes out, it would briefly make sense, or maybe even a release date, which even briefly make a little more sense. We couldn't even get the first look at Guardians 3 from James Gunn, who was briefly fired from Marvel. That one is a complicated story. And number 2, this one's actually kind of short because this one's obvious. This one's already actually been confirmed actually by Marvel themselves. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, they don't know if this is a teaser or just our first look, but James Gunn has hinted that this somehow will be something connected. And number 1 kind of makes a little bit more sense that, no, it's something else. But obviously, why would this be the first look? Well, they're hinting that Lady Gaga would be playing Bradley Cooper's Rocket's girlfriend, which is the rumor. Now, we may have also heard that Millie Bobby Brown just declined that she will not be in the movie The Eternals. But knowing Millie Bobby Brown, she kind of hiding something. Now, a lot of people making some fan theories saying, well, she plays a lot of Stranger Things. Yes, she is an amazing actress. I don't want to see her in the MCU right now. I think because she was just in Godzilla, the God of the Monsters, and now she's going to be in Godzilla vs. Kong in 2020. I think we'll get a first look from that movie. I don't think she wants to deal with MCU at number 1. This might be the most obvious trailer we're now, when you first and I don't know how this movie actually first came out, it basically was nothing. But now thinking that according to Watch Mojo, who I'm actually getting inspired by to do this, and they actually did not have it for number 1 for some weird reason. There actually wasn't that bad. I don't forget what the number 1 was in their predictions. But they actually did say that in their early predictions that there would be something like a surprise by It Chapter 2 cast. Now, they also said that this could somehow be a Chapter 2 official trailer. That actually does sound a little bit obvious, actually, because they did confirm they're going to be San Diego. If you don't know what San Diego, it's basically HorrorCon, basically, for anything that doesn't make sense. But the first year was last year, and it did real well with James Wan being on the panel. They said Stephen Colbert will be hosting the... you heard that correctly. Stephen Colbert, the guy that hosts that later. He's kind of funny. I think he'll nail it. I think he just hosted the Star Wars thing out in Chicago. He did real well. Basically, I just think that he has confirmed he'll be hosting the It Chapter 2 panel, which somehow will be some sort of a surprise. Are we going to get another look at It Chapter 2? Yeah, I think it's possible because now we're a few months away from the second movie. It would be interesting if they only dropped the first show and we got nothing. But it would kind of make kind of sense. At this minute, I'm not even sure we're going to get it. I don't know how. We're only a few days away from this. Only not too long out. Now we're going into the week of Comic-Con San Diego. Hope you guys like this video. Comment, subscribe, and hope you guys like the video. And love you guys. If you guys go on Instagram, follow me.